So what do you get when a vodka company decides to start making video games? Well, first get Space Invaders, and then you get this. Welcome back everybody to Let's Say Magic Pengel, also known as the predecessor to Graffiti Kingdom of sorts. Not the same universe, it doesn't seem like to me, but it is most definitely the same drawing engine and idea. Very different tone though, well, in a way, we'll see. But it's nice regardless. But I suppose I should let Mr. Exposition say what he wants. And be quiet.
Introduction of Color, the Tale of Two Kings.
And then I'll say all I want to say.
Long ago, the world was a place devoid of color. And so it remained until the spirit of creation made four simple shapes using red, blue, green, and yellow. These shapes became the sun, sea, land, and wind. Afterwards, the spirit of creation made two other shapes. The first was mankind, possessed of a free mind. The second were doodles, possessed of a free body. Humans were able to create doodles, and doodles made new colors. The world was filled with color, and the humans were happy. One day, however, a king was born among the humans. This king, in order to obtain more colors, enslaved the doodles. But in doing so, the human king deeply saddened the doodle king. The doodle king pleaded with the spirit of creation. Spirit, please do not let those whose hearts are impure continue to create doodles. If you grant this wish, I will return to you both my body and all the colors under my control. The spirit granted the wish, and from then on, only those who possessed a pure heart were able to create doodles. The doodles were freed from their enslavement. But the cost was heavy. The doodles lost their king, and many of the world's colors disappeared. Frustrated, the human king looked to control those humans still able to create doodles. In doing so, he turned one group of people against another and brought misery upon the world.
Wake up.
Hi. For a world where so many colors were taken away, we have quite a lot of colors here, don't we? Anyways, I suppose I do need to enter a name. Because my name is kind of long, I guess I'll have to just shorten it. But I find that the length this game gives you, that is not my name that I use. I should probably know what name I use by now. But I usually find that the 7 character limit, is it usually 7 characters? Yeah, it's always exactly long enough for whatever I think of, so it's convenient, even if it's quite short. But for so many colors being taken away, we have quite a few around here, don't we?
Feel free to draw any shape you wish using this Pengel.
Thank you, narrator. I will never see you
Will
again.
lead you on your quest.
You might kind of think the narrator is going to be a recurring thing. No, you're literally never going to see the narrator again after this scene. Kind of weird. Especially since we just had an earlier narrator before now, but whatever. Draw a circle. You actually draw whatever you freaking feel like, but try to make it as big as you possibly can. You only get one shot at this too. Oh no, if you press the square button, I guess it lets you try a second time. I remember the first time I tried to do this, I accidentally made a very, very small square. I think it was a triangle, in fact. It didn't work out too well. That's circular enough for me. It's like a comma. It's a very bright comma. So do bear with me. I actually don't think this game has the best opening. I'm just not really one for musical openings. I think this kind of doesn't establish the right tone for the game. And this game has a cheerful tone, but it's not exactly what this seems to imply. Whatever though. I kind of want to talk over the song despite wanting you guys to hear it if you happen to enjoy it. Just because I don't want the video getting content ID'd or anything. So I'll just say, I mentioned earlier, I think, Graffiti Kingdom. This game is in fact the predecessor to Graffiti Kingdom. Graffiti Kingdom came a good while later. In Japan it was released as a direct sequel to this game, even though there are no apparent direct connections between this game and the other one, except for the little dogs. This dog right here, in fact, you might recognize as being the design used for the character Pastel in Graffiti Kingdom. Why? I don't know. There's no clear connection, because the dogs in this game are just dogs. Dogs that are very fond of chasing commas. But, whatever. So that's pretty much all there is to say about this game in relation to Graffiti Kingdom so far. The drawing mechanics are pretty much the same thing, but a little bit more, I guess, less developed. Whoa! Just jump onto a fence? Oh, well. Well, there you go. Did a good job. Hi. So this game has a really weird kind of first person. The game's played in first person, and it's mostly seen through a first person camera. But it randomly shifts into third person camera when it feels like it.
This is your doodle, right?
I guess it's mine.
You need to keep an eye on it.
It's really weird to get used to.
See, I told you so. You need to take better care of your doodles.
I meant for it to run away from me in fear.
Who are you? You don't look like you're from around here.
I just kind of materialized in your yard.
Zoe, help me!
Hi, dog.
Taro, look at that! Oh, Pengel! Let me borrow your Pengel, okay?
No, it's mine.
Press the
Oh,
triangle
alright.
button if you want to change colors.
Or I can just, like, do what I want. Aha! Or
Press
whatever.
the X button to confirm menu selections.
First, options. Something bugs me. You can change your cursor that you use for drawing. For some reason, the one I prefer is called custom. I don't know what's so custom about it. But that's what I prefer to use. It's this thing here. I think it's a little bit more preferable. Anyways, so this is basically actually the graffiti editor from Graffiti Kingdom. It's just a little bit more simplified. And we have to unlock some certain other things that we'll have later. So mechanics are done in different ways too. But whatever. So let's just draw whatever we feel like doing. Because there's not really much of anything else to do right now. I will... I'll make a... I want to make a box. But that sounds lazy, so... Try something a little bit... ever so slightly more creative.
That's not too bad.
That is horrible. Don't you lie to me. Just like Graffiti Kingdom, though, it takes a little bit of pain to draw things and make them not look horrible. Oh crap. I refuse to make a lopsided creature. Stop that. You don't have to entirely center it either, I don't think. For any particular reason. But I would like to make it not look like crap. So, trial and error shall be. There. Well, you can just, like, finish it, you know, but... This will be creature number 1. Yeah, I know nothing more can be drawn. That's why I'm trying to connect it to the end, aren't you? Game. Game. Like, I'm trying to...
That's not too
There.
bad.
Just trying to do what you wanted. I'm not going to select another part because I don't have any color left, as you can see in the bottom left corner. This game is a little bit different in Graffiti Kingdom in that it actually limits how much you have of everything. So I can have it make a hard thing and stick that on my creature, but that's not really going to do a lot for me. So we can look at how our creature performs. As you can see, it stands quite beautifully, quite tall. It walks even better. That's apparently walking of some sort. It can tackle things. It can jump. Look at that. It can be. It can emerge victorious. It can dance in some way or another. The animation in this game of your creatures isn't quite as refined as it is in Graffiti Kingdom, but it's still quite nice.
Now give the doodle a name.
I'll probably change this at some point later once I actually, like, make it look better. But so unlike my Graffiti Kingdom playthrough, you're gonna find that I'm actually gonna be doing a lot of drawing on screen in this game because it's a bit more vital. I'll explain how that works later. But try. I would call it try thing, but not how it does. I can't think of. Here. 3 point. No! I want to call it like 3-pointer, but I will do that. I won't let any character get in my way. There.
That's a funny name.
It is.
That's how to draw a
And it is a
doodle. It's
respectable,
easy, huh?
funny name.
See, the doodler's name is displayed here. That's a funny name too.
Yep, that is a funny name.
I hate you.
Well,
Anyways, you can see its
that's
stat. No! No! It's not what I want at all. I was about to say you can see its stats there, but... Oh, hey. Space Invaders, of course.
You can use a Pengel. You're not part of the kingdom, are you?
I don't think any Pengel users were in the kingdom. But... I don't think you ever see either of those doodles we just now saw.
I'm going to the marketplace. Follow me!
Again in the game.
Zoe,
Oh, well.
wait for me!
Well, I will have analyzed our little doodle and explained how they function. But, no, well, no, we're just gonna get thrown along with these guys. Get used to these box dogs. You see them a lot during the loading screens. This game has a good deal of loading screens too, just because it has loading screens between areas, and you'll find yourself moving between areas quite a lot in this game. It's not particularly an annoying thing, though. It's not usually that long.
We have to hurry if you're gonna enter the tournament. Come on!
By the way, some cutscenes, like 2 cutscenes, maybe you'll have a chance of being a tad laggy. That's one of them, just a couple seconds, and now it's not laggy anymore. It's kind of weird how it happens, but whatever. If you want to, you can actually run back over there. Back to where we came from, but there are people to talk to.
Oh.
You haven't met me before, ever. Yes, exactly.
Well,
You'll get used to this place, believe me. You have nothing to pay with, so it's not bother saying we're gonna buy things from anybody just yet. And we're not just gonna go around randomly challenging people to duels, but we can speak to people and they'll comment on our sudden appearance. I do. I'm okay with that.
What can I do for you?
I accept my poverty. My chin up. And a proud look on my face. But anyhow, If you want to say hello to anybody, it's up to you. You'll become quite well acquainted with most of the members of this community over time. Including this guy who has a quite large amount of energy regarding his fish. Or as rare things, or as the sign likes to refer to as flesh. The flesh salesman.
Hold on, I want to stop by Granny's.
What are you telling me? Hold on, I want to talk to the carpenter.
Zoe, is that a new friend?
Zoe is not going to put up with your stuff, kid. I will, though. Hi.
Hi. What?
Wait, teaching you to draw doodles. But, okay, so I just now completed this game today. I spoke to you, child, today after having completed the game, and you still said you're being taught how to draw doodles by someone else. Stick with a single teacher. Did you make this guy give up on you?
Oh.
I didn't know I had been told about the main arena yet. Hey, Devin.
Hey. Hey.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot, you can't buy stuff from this guy. Most of these people, if you try to talk to them, will just try to make you pay for things, but some you can learn about the world from. And they tend to give you really vague, short, unhelpful answers, actually. But... Hello.
Hey, Granny! Are you there?
Oh, hello, dear.
I'll leave this gem here and come back later to pick up the gold, okay? We're in a hurry. See you later, Granny. We're going to the arena.
Zoe, wait for me!
Doesn't seem very fun to wait.
King of the... There is no such thing as a king. The king of the doodles does not exist.
Well, it kinda did once, didn't it? So we're told. Random foreboding. Hi, Granny. Oh, sure, I guess. Yes, trade my non-existent gems. Oh no, actually, I actually have gems, never mind. I'm not gonna trade those. Way. Actually, I would like to speak to... Speaking to Airball is actually a good idea, just to learn how things work. Information Center indeed.
What do you want?
Although she's mysteriously gone for like a third of the game. What finals? See, you can ask her so many questions, but she's amusingly unhelpful all the time. Well, I figured that much. Doesn't tell me about the nature of them at all. But fine. Boris! Hello to you, spooky old man. You really look particularly old to me.
What?
How do I duel? Tell me. I don't think I can live without learning how to duel. This is why I'm asking you for this information. Help me live, person. That was amazingly unhelpful as well.
It's baked fresh. Come on.
Hello.
Come on, my friend has one. Let me in.
I already told you, you can't enter without a Pengel, understand? That's the rule.
Pengel.
See, I told you so.
Fine.
The doodle tournaments
rubbing
are
up
being
against
held
him.
inside. Hey, hurry! You're the one entering.
Wait, what? Why? Why you just normally decide to enter a person to a... when they're... whatever. You see a person, your first instinct is to enter them into a tournament. So, yeah, I didn't really mention it, but for some reason you control your movement in this game by just kind of controlling your Pengel that floats around you. That's what those little floating colors are around most of these people you've seen. Those are Pengels of theirs. For some reason, they just look like color glows to them instead of the weird angel thing that we see. Also, no music plays in this area. I don't know why. What is on the wall in here? I've never actually looked at those. Oh, hey, that's the opening, isn't it? It is. It's cool. I never noticed. Learning something new every day. Hi.
Do you want to enter?
I probably don't have a choice. And there's really nothing else to do, so might as well. Yeah, well, I might have been able to try to do something else. There's a certain area I probably could have gone to. I might have been able to try to enter a battle somewhere else. I'm not sure. Where?
Go, Doodle!
Oh, hey, it's that little thing we saw earlier, next to the Space Invader. Doodle Basics, Doodle Battle Basics. So basically, the way this game's fighting works is it's basically Pokemon, but simplified to a rock, paper, scissors system. And with a lot of status effects. Kind of weird. This is more of a show than tell type thing, I think, so I won't just read over everything she says, but this is basically how it works. So, as she's going to tell us here, there you go. So if you, basically, the way it works is, if you use one attack and your opponent uses the other, whichever one is stronger compared to the other is the one that will be used. So one side will attack on that turn, the other one won't attack at all. If they both use the same attack, they'll both attack. If one uses charge, what will always happen is attack is from the block. So if one blocks, so if one side blocks, the other uses magic, the magic side won't actually perform any attack, the block side will attack. And same thing with magic and attack. Magic will override an attack. But at the same time, if you use charge, or an opponent uses charge, the other opponent will use their attack, but charge will always be done as well, but first. It's kind of weird. Like I said, it's a better thing to show than tell. And it's probably best to show me the dual screen by like letting me access it, but I can see my stats in the top left like right now. You don't need to have a little circle around a picture of it. It's literally on the screen right now, but you're covering it. Yes, I'm sure it is cute. I guess I'll use magic. Yes, as you can see, I can use magic of various sorts. In fact, I'll use the other magic because she didn't tell me to. No! Fine. Very specific about what kind of magic I use. So because my opponent tried to use attack and I used magic, my opponent didn't actually attack at all. It's kind of weird. But, for example, if I used magic and they used charge, they would charge, which would heal them a little bit, and then I would use magic on them. Yes, attack skill basically just does a lot of damage. But it's fine. That's all it is. There's nothing special about it. Magic has a very high chance of inflicting ailments. This game has a lot of very big variety of ailments you can inflict, and some of them are actually really game-breaking, and I hate them. But that aside, it also requires MP, which is kind of a thing that doesn't really have much reason for existing because it's very rare that you'll run out of it. And then there's block, which normally is just another kind of attack, except it's strong against magic instead of weak to it, and it's weak to attack. But, and blocking doing damage probably sounds weird, but you'll see soon enough how that actually works. But some doodles, if they use block and, well, some doodles, if they use block and the opponent uses magic on them, then they actually reflect the magic back on the opponent. Once again, it'll probably make more sense if you see it. Cover some HP before your opponent attacks, not after. And raises the damage it can deal next turn. Yep. So let's attack. Let's see what they use. Magic. So, boom. I don't get to perform the attack because they use something that beats out mine. Thankfully, I didn't get inflicted the status ailment they were using. Yes. And certain other things can limit which attacks you can use, though. And that's kind of what the game is about. It's about predicting what your opponent will use, and understanding what they can and can't use, and influencing what they can and can't use. As far as magic, yes. Yes, it would be. For some reason. You can't use charge in the first turn. let's use block. So, for example, this will probably end badly, actually, unless my opponent uses block too. So now, we both attack. Which attacks first seems to depend on the speed stat, but it seems really consistent. It's weird. I'm actually not entirely sure. Yeah, that seems inconsistent, because I've had doodles go in battle where they use the same attack and one attacks before the other, and then when they both use the same attack again, the other one goes first. It's really odd. I'm actually honestly kind of confused by it, but I got through the game just fine. Yes, charge is actually incredibly useful. It sounds weird at first because you're not dealing any damage, it's actually incredibly helpful. One, because it heals you. Not usually by a lot. But secondly, because... Yay! I love it when magic things fail. But secondly, because it makes you deal a lot more damage the next turn if you can actually perform an attack that turn. Which you usually can quite safely. As long as you're not knocked out first. Make sure you don't miss indeed. Yes, there's a little bit of logistics to it. I'm going to explain, like, when I start out, why I'm using the attacks that I'm doing, but then I'll probably stop talking about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, because you'll either probably have stopped caring, if you ever did care about why I'm using what attacks I'm using, or if you ever did care, you'd have probably figured out why I'm using what I'm using at that point. Yeah, so basically, you just want to account for every single possibility. Since there's a maximum of... what, 6 possibilities, something like that? It's not too bad. Well, 3 by 3, that's 9. But, still. Yep. And of course, the computer generally gets wind of how the stuff works, too. So they'll usually also choose the thing that gives them the best probability of surviving. Yes, lots of damage you can do if you charge and use an attack. For some reason, it seems that block doesn't get a very big damage bonus from charge. I don't know why. You can get gems when you win, which is nice, but... time for an actual fight. Hey, Pepe. Behold! Triangle.
Go, Doodle!
We can fight this thing again. Oh, fun. So, I always dislike the first round because it's basically just a guessing game. So, what should we do first? You can usually... it seems to be that you oftentimes guess what attack your opponent is going to do first by what their type is. If you see in the top right, they have a blue little like squiggle next to the name of the doodle. That means it's magic type, so are most likely going to use magic attacks first, because that does the most damage. You get a damage boost for using the same attack as your type. So I'll use it. So if I use an attack, it'll do a lot more damage than, for example, a block would, because I'm attack type right now. I'll explain what makes different doodles different types later on, but because it's probably going to use magic, I'm going to want to use block to negate it. Oh crap! I actually am off center, aren't I? My shield isn't appearing next to my actual creature. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to fix that. Because we both use block, and now I can use magic unimpeded. I would like to be able to use charge. Can you please not prevent me from doing that? Thank you. Oh, yeah. Basically, I'm not used to being at this point in the game where magic almost never works. It'll get once you get later in the game, it'll basically have like a 90% chance of working. So now I can use attack without much worry. I'll do more damage with my attack than they will. I did 23. I'll probably do like 15 maybe. Okay. And because it seems like I've been going first lately, I can probably safely just use block here and attack before they do.
That guy is watching us!
Otherwise, I'd probably want to charge to make sure to give myself a chance of surviving this turn, and then hoping to attack next turn and get the kill. That worked out.
I can't believe I lost!
This game's battle system, well, I do like it, where it's an interesting mix of simplicity and actual analysis. At the same time, a whopping 400 blue. At the same time, it's kind of annoying in that chance affects it a lot, more than I'd like it to. And at the same time, I think some of the magic is broken, but I'll get to that later. And as you can see, our Pengel got a little improvement as well. I guess we'll hear about that a little bit more later. That is, by the way, not all 400 of our blue that we just now got. The 400 is what we get to keep out of what we earned.
Hey, those are our gems. Oh, what are you doing? Give them back.
Don't yell at me, little one. First trip to the arena, eh? Not many gems today, but they'll have to do. The kingdom must be compensated.
Yay, taxes. What do you think about this matter?
Wait!
Which basically just means, I'm pretty sure that means you just have to leave this area and then come back to go into another match, but whatever. Yay! I can make arms. Doodle arms. I can also draw more stuff on a single doodle in general now too. You might have noticed I basically hit the drawing limit when I drew a doodle earlier this episode, and now I can actually put more stuff in that doodle because my drawing limit has increased. Sir Kiba. I'm sure I could.
Darn it! I can't believe they took all those gems. By the way, you draw pretty good for someone so new to doodling.
Hey, you!
If the audio is sounding nightmarish right now, I apologize.
Leave my Zoe alone! Before you become jealous of my relationship with Zoe, we should do battle and see who the better man is.
Come on, Dinka. Stop it.
I'll be waiting for you at the next tournament. See you soon!
1 second, I want to try to fix that, because I don't know if the audio sounds nightmarish for you, but it sounds like that for me. In fact, I'll just cut off the episode here, so I'll be, if this episode Let's Play Magic Pengel, I'll try to get these issues sorted out that may or may not exist on the recording. I think it might be a faulty HDMI cable. They sound mostly fine now. Yeah, we'll see. I'll see you guys next time in the next episode Let's Play Magic Pengel, where we, in fact, we'll probably make a new doodle along with bettering what we have already. Yeah, so audio's okay now. Yeah, I don't know what happened if you actually heard anything messed up, but I heard something nightmarish. See you guys next time, though. Goodbye.